What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well this morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, because today we are checking out that hot, fresh new track from Thornhill titled Hollywood. Ooh, Hollywood. I'm excited for this, but I am also a little bit weary, I have to be honest, because the past two singles, I've enjoyed them during my reactions, but I haven't gone back to them as much as stuff from the Dark Pool. So if this is your first time hearing this band, this was like a progressive metalcore band that has now kind of changed directions into more like grunge 90s rock shoegaze kind of stuff, similar to Deftones and similar to what Loathe is doing. So it's cool, but I'm not really falling in love with it. And I hope with this new song, it ends up being my favorite out of the new songs, because we have a new album coming out June 3rd called Heroine. And you know I'm going to do an album reaction review to it. Anyway, that's enough chit chat. So let's fucking do it. Before we get started, this video goes out to Rick and Mark. Enjoy the video, guys. But let's fucking do it. Thornhill, 3, 2, 1, go. Fun little bass line with the beat. Ooh. Okay. Very shoegazy. I'm going for that 90s aesthetic. Ooh, liking the lead here for this change. Vocals are like inaudible. I think it was intentional. I don't know. The bass lines are so nice. Okay, bridge time. Okay, building up and two. Woo! Oh, we're actually getting screams. Ooh, okay. Song's picking up for me. Big old yeah, okay, we're getting some credits because Hollywood. Let's talk about the tune though. Okay, guys, as you can tell, I'm a little bit conflicted about this song and overall the direction of their music because, you know, when Thornhill released The Dark Pool, I thought it was like exciting. It was progressive metalcore that was experimental and ambient. They just seemed to have a really solid take at it and kind of fresh too. They just had a really good sound. And, you know, I don't want The Dark Pool too. No, you want a band to properly evolve and, you know, take their strengths and continue to adapt and grow. But instead, I feel like they're not really taking their strengths other than like some experimental stuff, but really it feels like almost like a regression because I feel like this band is just going into a completely different direction and is almost sounding like a cover band or a tribute band to bands from the 90s like Smashing Pumpkins, Deftones, like The Verve a little bit, like those kind of bands. And overall, like, it's cool because this band can pull it off, but it doesn't leave a much better lasting impression than the stuff that The Dark Pool did. And I know this so far because the last two singles I really haven't gone back to, and I know this is going to be the same thing with Hollywood. Even if it's just one listen, I know that I really won't get too much replay value out of this track. But let's go through the pros and cons. So number one pro is that, you know, they are being experimental to a degree, right? Because they did some interesting things, especially with like vocal mixing, which I'm going to talk about soon, but vocal mixing was experimental. They're definitely trying new things with Jacob's voice. And, you know, I got to give them credit where it's due that they're trying to experiment. And also like some of the synth sounds that sound very 90s and like it sounds like stuff that you'd see in like movies, like, man, I can't think, but maybe like Vanilla Sky or something, like these weird, very deep key sounds that sound very 90s and fits the tone or the theme of the song. So it's really cool that they're experimenting with keys and vocal mixing and, you know, also structure. I know that I talk about structure a lot, but it's also cool that this band is doing interesting things with, you know, where it leads you to the chorus. And I believe that they only had the chorus twice. I might do a little correction if I'm wrong, but I thought that was really interesting to, you know, structurally kind of do that. Another pro, this might sound kind of counterintuitive, but I think it is cool that the band is going into a different direction and it shows that they're brave and kind of courageous to do something different and fresh. It really shows that this band is capable of doing more than, you know, what their followers think that they can do. It really shows a lot to this band. So I got to give them, again, credit where it's due for that. But let's move on to the cons. And my cons is that it is cool that they're experimenting and trying to showcase new sides to this band, but it doesn't feel like a proper evolution to what they were doing with the Dark Pool. It feels, again, like a little bit of a regression, and that's mainly because what they're doing here sounds totally pulled from their influences from, you know, the Smashing Pumpkins and Deftones, just like the last couple singles, and it doesn't feel overly fresh. Like, sure, there's like gent guitars thrown in and like a couple, like that one breakdown moment and stuff, but overall it feels like music that I've heard. And there's other bands, like obviously Loathe is the big comparison here, and you know, it sucks to compare bands, but it's the best way to describe it. But Loathe kind of took the Deftones sound but kind of flipped it on its head with you know, Meshuggah inspired riffage and like balance and composer, kind of like post-hardcore influence. It was just really weird. They took a whole bunch of influences and really made it their own thing, still remaining that Loathe, genty sludge sound. Here it sounds like Thornhill kind of almost abandoned a lot of what made the Dark Pool special and instead just is almost sound like a tribute band at this point. So like, I think the song is fine and it's not a bad song by any means. It's actually pretty solid. It's well composed. It just, you know, I feel like this band, again, is just regressing a little bit. And another con is the vocal mixing. And I know it's most likely, like 99% sure, it's a stylistic choice to make the mixing that low in the vocals to give it a dreamy kind of sound. Although I just felt like it was a little bit like bland. It was just kind of like not very fun to listen to the vocals just going like the whole way through, and it just really did not strike a chord with me. The vocals just really didn't do a lot for me in this song. There was no hook, and again, the song's not supposed to be hooky, but there was nothing to really pull me in vocally. But guys, overall, this song is well composed. It's a good track, and it's not really a bad song by any means. It's really just stemming from, you know, Thornhill coming out of the dark pool and then going into something like this leaves me a little bit confused and a little bit like desired for wanting a bit more from this band, because it feels like, damn, I thought we were going to get something huger, more impactful, more exciting. And so far with these singles, I'm really not feeling that with these songs. Although, like, if this was an introduction to the band with these songs, then I'd be like, oh, okay, this is a really cool band. I wonder what they're going to do with the shoegaze sound. But knowing that we had the dark pool, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is an interesting choice to replicate a sound that's like, you know, was from 20 years ago. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on Thornhill's new song. You know, if you enjoyed the song, then go support the band. I absolutely love this band. I'm just giving out my honest like review and critical thoughts. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below, spice up my life. What did you guys think of this tune? Am I completely wrong? Then let me know. I love the discussion and comments. Again, Thornhill is a really cool band, so I still, you know, of course, respect the band. I still love the band. I'm just not falling in love with these new singles, but you know, that's whatever. Like they want to do their own thing, and I gotta admire them for that. I just gotta also give out my honest opinion too, right? Also, if you got to this point in the video and haven't clicked off yet, then I appreciate your shit, man. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like, enjoy the video. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.